Teenagers in the Bible. 1. Ishmael. In Genesis chapter 16 verses 1 to 16 demonstrates that Sarai and Abram attempted to receive God's promised child through their own scheme. In this case, by marrying Abram to an Egyptian servant girl. In verses 11, and the angel of the Lord said to her, Hagar, behold, you are with child, and you shall bear a son. You shall call his name Ishmael. 2. Isaac. Genesis chapter 22, 1 to 19 takes over the course of a few days, when Isaac perhaps is now a teenager. God commands Abraham to sacrifice his beloved son as a burnt offering. Abraham sets out to obey without hesitation, acting in complete trust that God, somehow, will make all things right. 3. Rebekah. From Genesis chapter 24 verses 15 it says, And it happened, before he had finished speaking, that behold, Rebekah, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor. According to biblical tradition, Rebekah's father was Bethuel the Aramean from Paddan Aram, also called Aram Naharaim. Rebekah's brother was Laban the Aramean, and she was the granddaughter of Milcah and Nahor, the brother of Abraham. 4. Joseph. In Genesis chapter 37 verses 2 to 11 divides into two parts. The first part focuses on Jacob's love for Joseph, while the second part reveals the message that comes through two dreams. The both sections in these verses have one thing in common, the hatred the sons of Jacob have against their own half-brother Joseph. From verse 2 it say, Joseph, being 17 years old. He was born 2170 circa 1590 BC, Paddan Aram, Aram Naharaim, present-day Haran, Turkey. 5. Samson. From Judges chapter 13 verses 1 to 14 and 24 explains how Manoah's wife encouraged him to have faith. From this, Jesus reveals that he has come to reconcile us to be in the presence of God the Father without dying. Finally, he filled Samson with the Holy Spirit. From this, he reveals that he will give you the power of the Holy Spirit as well when you believe in Jesus. Verses 24 says, So the woman bore a son and called his name Samson, and the child grew, and the Lord blessed him. 6. Samuel. In 1 Samuel chapters 1 and 2 tells us how Hannah and her husband Elkanah kept their vow and to give a son back to the Lord. If she could conceive and give birth to one, Hannah suggests they wait to take the child, Samuel, to Shiloh and give him to the priest until he is weaned. Chapter 1 verse 20 says thus, So it came to pass in the process of time, that Hannah conceived and bore a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked for him from the Lord. 7. Josiah. 2 Kings chapter 22 verses 1 and 2 explain that Josiah was 8 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 31 years. His mother was Jedidah, the daughter of Adiah from Bozkath. He did what was pleasing in the Lord's sight, and followed example of his ancestor David. He did not turn away from doing what was right. 8. Daniel. Chapter 1 relates the account of Daniel's exile into Babylon, which took place about 605 BC. Verses 1 to 2 describe Nebuchadnezzar's conquest. Verses 3 to 16 relate the testing of 4 of the Hebrew captives' character and their determination to remain true to God, and verses 17 to 21 recount how their integrity was vindicated. 9. Esther. Let's explore Esther 2 verses 1 to 10 is a crucial passage that sets the stage for the rest of the book. It introduces us to Esther, a young Jewish woman who becomes the queen of Persia. The chapter opens with a description of Esther's beauty and her journey to the palace, where she is chosen to be the new queen. It teaches us that even in the darkest of times, there is hope and a path to redemption. Esther's story is a reminder that we all have the power to make a difference and stand up for what's right. 10. Mary, mother of Jesus. Luke chapter 1 verses 26-38 relates how a virgin learned she would miraculously bear the Son of God. The angel Gabriel comes to Mary, who is engaged to a man named Joseph. Gabriel tells Mary that she will bear a son, to be named Jesus. He will be the promised one long awaited by the people of Israel. 11. Jesus Christ. As Luke chapter 2 verses 42 says, and when he was 12 years old. This points out more than once, Jesus' youth was fundamentally the same as any other child, other than a lack of sin.
12. Timothy.
2 Timothy 1 verse 5. In this verse, Paul writes to Timothy, I thank God, whom I serve, as did my ancestors, with a clear conscience, as no one's ever done before. This verse is all about gratitude and service of his grandmother Lois and mother Eunice. Is emphasizing the importance of a clear conscience. In our service to God, as no one has ever served him with such clarity before, so let's remember to be grateful for the opportunity to serve God and strive to do so with a clear conscience.